And when we started noticing that the other cloud provider just didn't have the back end of it quite right. And one of them is, how do we scale, right? I need to have a database that I can scale infinitely. I don't want to be jumping from cloud provider to provider. Nobody wants to change EMR systems.
Yeah. I know you got fairly far down the process with another cloud provider at one point. What kind of changed your mind to pivot and switch over to tab32?
Well, I think partly we were in a cloud or hybrid cloud environment since 7 years back. For us, again, we identified the main goals and we were looking for a certain technology that would be able to achieve that, will help us to get there. The biggest challenge sometimes, so we started with one of the cloud providers, and unfortunately what we noticed, and I think this is where a lot of dental professionals get very confused. They see the front end, but they don't understand what the back end of the software does. So each software, of course, has front and a back end component, right? All our staff is working with normally the front end interface. So we tend to react, and we tend to react to an easier sort of buttons. We have to push less buttons, the better. All of these are very important and crucial components, but you have to have both in order to achieve centralized data and in order to achieve what we were trying to build in our organization. And when we started noticing that the other cloud provider just didn't have the back end of it quite right. And one of them is, how do we scale, right? I need to have a database that I can scale infinitely. I don't want to be jumping from cloud provider to provider. Nobody wants to change EMR systems.
Yeah.
Even the worst, that's why even the worst EMR, we already got used to our workflow, don't touch, it's not broken, right? So we're waiting till it's completely broken to change, right? So, and I think this is really the where the bottom line is. And we noticed that on the back end, things were just not designed for that scale. So we figured, okay, let us check out another data provider. And what's interesting about tab32 that in this particular software, we're seeing it's an infinite scale here. There is no barrier to, you can multiply with exact same technology in a consistent basis and not having a lot of headaches. And I think this was major part where we said, okay, fine, I think we're gonna give it a try here because we are just clearly seeing the bottleneck where we're getting.
Yeah.